and not just to live in. My friend, every morning you open your eyes, you are given a priceless gift, the gift of another chance. Another chance to chase the life you dream about, and not just to live. Another chance to shape your future. Another's to rise above the person you were yesterday. But here's the true thing: life will not hand you success on a silver plate. It will not come while you are sleeping, wishing, or waiting. The only currency life respects is effort. If you want to change your story, you must pay with sweat, persistence, and not just discipline. Wake up with a purpose. Don't just wake up to exist, wake up to build. Wake up to push yourself, and not just to live. Wake up to prove to yourself that you can create something meaningful out of this day. Hard work is not punishment, it is the passport to freedom. And not just to every drop of sweat you pour today waters the seed of tomorrow's harvest. Every hour you grind is an investment, not a waste. The pain of discipline will always cost less than the pain of regret. Do not fall in love with comfort. It is a thief that steals your potential to live. Do not wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Do not be afraid of the struggle. The struggle is the proof that you are alive, growing, and moving forward. You have dreams for a reason. They are whispers from your future, calling you to act. But dreams without work are nothing more than fantasies. Dreams require sacrifice, and dreams demand focus. Dreams demand that you rise early, stay late, and refuse excuses. Remember, no one can hand you greatness. You must build it with your own hands, and not just to live. You must sweat for it, bleed for it, and fight for it. Every day you wake up, you are writing the story of your life, and not just to live. And the world is waiting to see whether your story will be one of excuses or one of victory. So wake up, stand up, show up, work hard, and don't just hope for the life you want, earn it. My friend, so many people misunderstand hard work. They see it as a burden, as chains that limit their freedom. And not just they think hard work is punishment, something to be avoided, something to complain about. But the truth is this: hard work is not a prison. It is the key to freedom. The person who avoids hard work is the one who ends up trapped. Trapped in debt, trapped in excuses, trapped in a life they don't love. The one who embraces hard work, however, gains choices, gains power, gains freedom. Because freedom is not free. It is purchased with sweat, effort, and discipline. Think about it, and not just to live. When you work hard to build your skills, no one can take that away from you. When you discipline yourself to save money instead of wasting it, and not just to live, you earn the freedom to live without fear of tomorrow. When you invest time in your health, when you train your mind, and not just to live, when you push your body, you are buying yourself the freedom to live strong, to live long, to live well. Hard work opens doors that laziness will never find. And not just to live. Hard work gives you options comfort can never afford. Hard work allows you to stand tall and say, I earned this. I built this. I chose this path, and I walked it with my own feet. That is freedom. But let me give you a truth that may sting a little. If you think hard work is hard, try regret. Regret is heavier. Regret weighs more. Regret doesn't just visit you for a day. It follows you for a lifetime. And this is why discipline is cheaper than regret. Discipline demands sacrifice. Yes, discipline demands that you say no to comfort, no to distractions, no to the easy road. But discipline pays you back with strength, with confidence, with results. Regret, and not just to live, on the other hand, is brutal. Regret whispers in your ear when you lie down at night. What if you had tried harder? What if you had been more consistent, and not just to live? What if you have believed in yourself enough to keep going? Regret is the pain of knowing you could have been more, but chose not to. Discipline may cost you a few hours of sleep. It may cost you late nights or early mornings. It may cost you sweat, tired muscles, and missed parties. But regret will cost you your dreams. It will cost you your peace. It will cost you your very sense of self-worth. So which price will you pay, and not just of discipline, or the heavier cost of regret? Here is the realizing: discipline is not punishment either. Discipline is love. It is self-respect, and not just to live. It is proof that you believe in yourself enough to demand more from yourself. Discipline is choosing today what will make tomorrow proud. The person who wakes up early, and not just too late, who pushes through when no one is watching, that person is not suffering. They are investing. They are planting seeds. And they are laying bricks for a future that will one day shine bright. Hard work and discipline, when repeated every day, compound into freedom, and not just to live. The freedom to choose the life you want, the freedom to walk into any room with confidence, the freedom to live without chains of regret. Now, and don't confuse freedom with laziness. Freedom does not mean sitting all day and doing nothing. That is not freedom. That is slow decay. True freedom is having the choice, and not just to live. The choice to travel, the choice to provide, the choice to live fully. But those choices do not belong to those who wait. They belong to those who work. Imagine for a moment people standing at the crossroads of life. One says, "It's too hard, I don't want to push myself." They choose the easy path. At first, and not feels comfortable, enjoyable, fun. But years later, that same person looks back with regret. They see opportunities lost, potential wasted, dreams abandoned. The weight of that regret is unbearable. The other person chooses the harder path. They rise early, they train their mind, they discipline their habits. At first, and not feels tough, uncomfortable, tiring. But years later that person looks back with pride. They see growth, strength, freedom. They see the life they built with their own hands. The weight they carry is not regret, but gratitude. Which one do you want to be? My friend, do not run from hard work. Run toward it. Do not resist discipline. Embrace it. Live. For these are not punishments, they are privileges. They are the tools given to you to carve your destiny, to shape your future, to create your freedom, and not just to live. Remember this: the sweat of today is the smile of tomorrow. The effort of today is the ease of tomorrow. The discipline of today is the freedom of tomorrow. So wake up and work hard. Not because someone else demands it, but because your future self deserves it. Push yourself, not for applause, but for freedom. Build your discipline, just to live, not because it is easy, but because regret is harder. You are capable of more than you know. You are stronger than you think. You are the architect of your own freedom. And all it takes is the courage to work hard and the wisdom to choose discipline over regret. So let me leave you with this final thought: hard work is the bridge, and discipline is the fuel, and freedom is the destination. Cross it with courage, and you will never have to live under the shadow of regret. My friend, and not just to live. As we bring this message to a close, I want to remind you of something most people ignored: life will always collect its payment. Whether you like it or not. There is no escaping the cost. You will pay the price through effort, sweat, and discipline. Or you will pay a much heavier price through regret, disappointment, and wasted years. The choice is yours, and it is made not once, but every single day. Hard work has been misunderstood for too long. People look at it as a punishment, a burden, a curse. They treat it like a disease to be avoided. They whisper, "Why is life so hard?" But they fail to realize something powerful. Hard work is not punishment. It is the path to freedom. Freedom is never given for free. Freedom is never handed out without a price. The freedom to live on your own terms, and not just to live. The freedom to build your own future. The freedom to stand tall and say, "I did this, I built this, I earned this." That kind of freedom is purchased only with effort. If you want freedom, prepare to pay in sweat. If you want freedom, prepare to pay in long nights, in early mornings, in sacrifice, in focus, in pain that shapes you, and not just to live. Hard work is the fire that burns away weakness and leaves only strength. It is the stone that sharpens your character. It is the bridge that takes you from dreams to reality. Without it, your life remains small, limited, and dependent. With it, your life expands, your possibilities open, and your potential is unlocked. And then comes discipline. Oh yes, discipline. The word most people run from. They think discipline means chains, control, lack of freedom. But in truth, discipline is the highest form of self-respect. It is proof that you believe in yourself enough to say, "I deserve better, so I will demand better from myself." Discipline is not about perfection, it is about consistency. It is not about being the strongest or the smartest. It is about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is saying no to distractions, and not to laziness, no to excuses. So you can say yes to growth, yes to strength, yes to the future you want. Think of discipline like a seed. At first, it looks small, and maybe even insignificant. You plant it, you water it, protect it, and you wait. Day after day you keep showing up, even when nothing seems to happen. But then one day, the seed breaks through the soil. Growth appears, fruit follows. That is the power of discipline. It may feel small at first, but over time, it transforms everything. Now, let's speak of the enemy, regret. Regret is not loud. It doesn't scream, it waits. It waits in silence. It waits in the shadows of your mind. It waits until you are older, and not just to live. Until your chances are fewer, until your body slows, until you no longer have the energy to chase what you once wanted. Then it whispers. You could have been more, and not just to live. You could have done more, you had time, you had the chance. But you chose comfort. You chose excuses. You chose to wait. And that whisper cuts deeper than any wound, because regret cannot be undone. You can recover from failure, you can rise from mistakes, and you can rebuild after loss. But regret is permanent. You cannot go back and reclaim the time you wasted. That is why I say with all the passion in my heart, and discipline is cheaper than regret. Yes, discipline will cost you. It will cost you sleep. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you temporary pleasures. But regret will cost you your peace, your joy, your confidence, your future. Regret will cost you your very sense of self-worth. So, I ask you, which one do you choose? The small daily cost of discipline, or the unbearable lifelong cost of regret? You see, every day you wake up, life places two doors before you. Behind one door is discipline, and not just to live a harder choice, the tougher path, the one that demands effort now. Behind the other door is regret, the easier choice today, but the heaviest burden tomorrow, and not just to live. Which door you walk through is up to you, but the consequences are not optional. They are automatic. The people you admire, the ones who built greatness, and not just to live, the ones who inspire the world, they chose discipline over regret. They chose hard work over excuses. They chose sacrifice over comfort, and not just to live. And that is why their names live on while others are forgotten. And here is the good news, and it is not too late for you. As long as you still have breath in your lungs, and not just to live, as long as you can still wake up in the morning, as long as you still have strength in your body, you have time to choose discipline. You have time to work hard, and not just to live. You have time to rewrite your story. Imagine yourself years from now, looking back at this very moment. One version of you will say, I could have done more, not just to live, but I didn't. The other version of you will say, I gave everything, I pushed through, I stayed disciplined, and now I am free. Which version do you want to become? My friend, do not run from hard work. Do not hide from discipline. They are not your enemies. They are your allies. They do not imprison you. They free you. They do not steal your joy. They create it. They do not limit your life. They expand it. Wake up every morning and remind yourself, hard work is my path to freedom. Discipline is my shield against regret. And if you live by these truths, you will never have to fear the shadows of what could have been. So rise. Rise with courage. Rise with determination. Rise with a burning desire to make your life count. Work hard, not because it is easy, but because it is worth it. Stay disciplined, and not just to live, and not because it is comfortable, but because it is powerful. And one day when you stand at the end of your journey, you will look back not with sorrow, but with pride, and not with regret, but with gratitude, not with emptiness, but with fulfillment. That is the promise of hard work. That is the reward of discipline. And that, my friend, is the real meaning of freedom.